How's it going, guys? Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So check it out. It's about what, 11? Oh, geez, not 11, almost 10. I'm losing track of time here, guys. Almost 10 on the East Coast, and we have every index except for the Dow Jones in the green. The Dow Jones is down about 0.05%, not much. The S&P's up around, let's see, 0.6. The Nasdaq's up over 1%, and the Russell is up 0.3% as the VIX keeps on dropping down another 3.5%. So we have to go over the indexes in this video, stocks I'm watching, and overall what I'm doing in the stock market right now. But first, come on, guys, hit the like button. Do not forget to subscribe, follow along for more content, and join the free email stock newsletter, which is linked down below. And with that being said, cheers. Let's dive into it. So, like I said, it's about 10 a.m., not 11 a.m. Losing track of time today, guys. Almost 10 a.m. So the market just opened about 30 minutes ago, and we're moving and grooving again, right? You guys can see the S&P is now at about $540 a share, and it wasn't so pretty in the pre-market. We were actually down in the pre-market to about 531. That was at about 5 a.m. on the East Coast, and now we're up a good chunk off that pre-market low, about 1.5%. And you guys can see on this 5-day, 5-minute, kind of looks like to me, I don't know about you, but the uptrend is continuing in the very short term here. We hit 545 yesterday. We saw a bit of a cool off heading into the latter half of the day yesterday. That continued into the pre-market this morning, but clearly we put in a higher low at about 531, 532 this morning in the pre-market on SPY, and you're noticing, again, this trend in the very short term is maintaining on the 5-day, 5-minute here on SPY, and the same thing is going on QQQ, which is up even more than SPY. Now it's up 1.1%. QQQ is clearly continuing the uptrend on the 5-day, 5-minute. We're back over the moving averages, and now we're actually going for the highs from yesterday. Yesterday we hit 463. Now we're at 460 pretty much on QQQ. It's moving. It's moving in the right direction. And SPY, I think the high yesterday was about, where were we at? 545. Now we're at 538. So for today, guys, and for tomorrow, I want to see, really for today, if we're able to either test the highs from yesterday morning or even break them out, right? Or break above them. You know what I mean? If we can test 545 on SPY and break out of there, man, that's great news for the bulls. At that point, hey, we'll be taking out the highs from a couple of weeks ago as well, earlier in April, which that is where the momentum could really start to play out or build up to the upside. And on QQQ, I mean, you guys see right here, we hit about 463 yesterday. 465 was the high from earlier this month. This spot we're at is a big resistance, and it needs to break, right? And if it does, this is where momentum could really start to build up in the short term, which you all know at this point, you know, the fact that we got de-escalation in the trade war, Trump saying that tariffs are not going to be zero, but they're going to be substantially lower than where they are now on China. That is what caused the market to run. And it seems like the market does have, or this rally we're seeing has legs, at least right now. And again, the moment of truth really is where we are now on SPY and QQQ. We're at a big spot on the chart. We'll see. We'll see what we're able to do here, guys, as the market really is at a moment of truth spot on these charts. And you guys can see QQQ is still under the 180 SMA on this 4-hour chart, and SPY is as well, which ultimately we're going to need to break out of there for this to be a legitimate breakout. So let me go over some stocks now on the watch list that are moving. We have OKLO up around 5%, just over 5%. And this one, I mean, you can't really shake the fact that we have a Head and Shoulders pretty obvious on OKLO. I mean, you see it right here. But that doesn't mean we can't run a little bit more. I mean, we can see here the neckline of the Head and Shoulders is at about $28 to $30 a share. And right now we're at $24.25. So we could potentially see more upside in the short term, I would say, on OKLO. We're now peaking above this 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart. I'm thinking this might have room to run to about $28-30, and that's where we might get rejected like no other, potentially, on OKLO. And this company is reporting earnings on, I believe, the 15th of May, so that's coming up pretty soon here in a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks. So watch out for this one, man. Even though we have that Head and Shoulders, we're still well within this gap right here. We're playing in it. And I think, honestly, there could be more upside on OKLO in the very short term, maybe to the mid-high 20s, and we'll see where it goes from there. So that's OKLO. ARM Holdings is also doing pretty well today, up around 5.3%. This one's also reporting earnings in May. This one's on the 7th of May. ARM is the ticker on this, and it is starting to break out of the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart, which is a good sign. And we do have an inverse Head and Shoulders kind of in the making. You all see this on the 20-day maybe. Yeah, we have the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder. So maybe there could be some more juice in the short term in this rally, left in this rally on ARM. So watch out for ARM Holdings in the short term. CrowdStrike, which keeps on moving. Let's go, baby. CrowdStrike's a stock I own. This looks great on the charts. Amazing. I mean, this thing's up 5% on the day. And I bought this initially back in July or shortly thereafter July, after the IT outage. I bought shares at $235. I'm pretty sure more at like 250-ish, that range. And I bought the dip recently. I'm not sure if you all remember or saw, but CrowdStrike fell all the way to $300 back in the beginning of March. I'm pretty sure I bought that dip at about 308. And then we kind of double dipped, went back to about 290, 300 a couple weeks ago, earlier in April, about 2 weeks ago, and I'm pretty sure I bought more on that dip. So we had a double dip. We double bottomed at about 300, so we held that pretty steady, which is great news for the bulls in the short term, and now we're taking off. I mean, if I redraw this trend line here, we can see now we're completely breaking out of the highs from this month, from March, right? Now we're breaking out of the highs from the end of February almost. We're back over 400, so this looks phenomenal on the charts. We also have a cup and handle right here playing out. You guys see that cup and handle. So CrowdStrike, even though I'm in it as a long-term investment, I'm not planning on selling it anytime soon. This honestly might be a trade as well here. It kind of looks like it's opening up for a nice trade. If we're really able to start pushing 405, 410 plus, you know, this could start gunning for the mid 400s. Like this, in my opinion, and momentum can catch on fast. And this is a more of a tariff-proof stock, if you will. No doubt, in my opinion, it's trade war proof for the most part, and I'm in it. Not for that reason. I was in it before the trade war, but man, I like it even more now. And clearly, the stock is doing well. Clearly, investors think the same. This one's not nearly beaten up as much as other stocks. It's only down 10% from all-time highs, whereas other stocks are down a lot more than that. Let's just keep it real. And this is not like, it's not like CrowdStrike is one of these boring value plays like a Pepsi or a Coca-Cola, which those are not, you know, down much at all. Those are doing well. It's not like CrowdStrike is a boring value play. It's a growth stock. It's a growth stock, and it's holding up this well in the midst of volatility and an overall stock market sell-off, correction, whatever you want to call it. That's great news in my eyes. I'm loving it. So CrowdStrike, if you can't tell, I'm in this one and I'm excited about it. Micron, not so excited, but it's up 4% on the day. It's one of the more green stocks on my watch list. Micron is moving, but I like to see it get back over 83 to 85 before I even consider trading it. I want to see it back in this sideways channel that it was in for months. Obviously, we broke through it a couple of weeks ago. Not ideal. So I'm not the biggest fan of Micron at the moment, but it's up over 4%. It's getting there, but not quite there yet. Let's see. Rivian is pushing on the day, RIVN, which this one's interesting to say the least. Earnings are coming up here pretty soon, early May on the 6th. And now we're actually testing the top of this channel, a downtrending channel, may I add, at about $12, $12.50, $13. This is a big level of resistance for Rivian. It needs to break. It needs to break. And from that point, man, we could be breaking out, but we're not there quite yet. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. I'm going to wrap up the video here. Run the likes up. Don't forget to subscribe. Join the free email stock newsletter. That's a link down below. I send out my top stocks for free weekly. And join the Patreon if you want to see me make my moves in my portfolio in real time. You guys get to see how I build the portfolio, long-term investments I'm in, trades I'm making, options I'm selling. Everything is on Patreon. That is linked down below. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you all in the next one.